Yes. And again, I know I sound like a broken record. It's dependent upon a lot of things. It's dependent upon the advice and consent of the principal chief, of course. It's dependent upon what HR thinks of it. It's dependent upon what directors think of it. What a lot of other, there's a lot of stakeholders built into that question. And they must be consulted, and they must be asked to contribute to those kinds of answers and those kinds of solutions. But I have a few. And if this costs me votes, then it costs me votes. And if it gives me votes, that's fine. We need to show up on time to work. We need to work 8 hours. We need to answer the telephone when it rings in the department. Every time.
Probably stop there.
We need to return calls on a regular basis. And we need to exhibit professionalism at all times. You know, there's been a lot made of comments, testimony under oath during the removal trial about the broad brush stroke that we have 200 employees that don't show up on time for work. One of the first things that occurred to me when I heard that was that means we have 350 employees that do show up on time for work. They deserve our support. They deserve our love. They deserve our respect. They deserve a pat on the back every once in a while. And I think I'll close with that one.
Okay.
I was having a conversation with some employees one time. I said, what would happen, just curious, what would happen if the chief or the assistant chief came down to your department, just came in unannounced, came over to somebody because they had heard that somebody did a good job or went out of their way to help an Osage client or another type of client or constituent of the Osage Nation, and patted on the back and said, you know what, we heard you did a good job here the other day. We just wanted to come down and say thank you. That's excellent. This is exactly the kind of performance that we believe should happen in the Osage Nation. And the employee I was talking to just said, I think we'll probably just fall over. Now, that tells me something. That tells me that along with communication between the executive branch and Congress, that there's a lot of room for improvement between the executive branch and our own workforce. And to the extent that the principal chief agrees, I will put a lot of my energy into building those relationships and empowering the people, the very good people that work for the Osage Nation.
Well, I know we've extended an invitation to Ms. Proctor, and if she does happen to drive across town and join us, we'll try to make time for her at the end of the program. But as it stands right now, we're going to move on to the congressional candidates.